And they'll drop the puck, and here's Callender getting the puck back to Jimmy Pack. They haven't figured it out yet. Who will get the goal? Stan delivers it to the Bruins in 3 seconds. Down it goes to the Bruins zone, and this series is all over, and you can spit shine your shoes. The Pens are going dancing with Lord Stanley once again. The Pittsburgh Penguins have won the Wales Conference title for the second consecutive year. They have defeated the Boston Bruins. The final here tonight, 5-1. The Bruins huddle around there at the goaltender, and as do the Penguins. In a big year for this Boston club, a team that finished 4 games over 500 and made quite a run at it in the playoffs. But the Pittsburgh Penguins are the Wales Conference champions, and now the handshake at center ice at Andy Moog and Mario Lemieux. Moog will be dreaming about Lemieux tonight. And here is Murphy and Lemieux at center ice. Andy Moog, who put in a tremendous series for the Bruins. They just eventually just got to him and wore him down with the firepower they have. Raymond Bourque and Mario Lemieux now meeting at center ice, and a handshake. Ulf Samuelsson right behind him. Don Sweeney just had a little thing to say to Lemieux as he went by him, whispered in his ear. In a very hard-fought series, but the Penguins have won it over the Bruins. Jimmy Weimer and Kevin Stevens, boy, they had a tough series too. Weimer really crunching Stevens, and they had a little talk of Peter Duras and Stevens. Bob Sweeney tapping Stevens on the shoulder, and they have a little more than just an informal handshake. And you got to remember too, a lot of these players grew up with one another around this area. They know each other. They were all all-stars here in this area. Tom Barrasso, certainly that. And he and Tommy went to the same high school together. And Bobby Carpenter and Barrasso. And the last man to shake hands would be Shel Samuelsson with Bob Carpenter. So the season's over for the Boston Bruins. For the Pittsburgh Penguins, they've got 1 more mile to go. And that'll be a trip to the Stanley Cup Finals as we peer in, looking at the Penguin locker room. And we'll be back to be going downstairs and chatting with several of the Penguins as they celebrate tonight here in the city of Boston. We'll be back in just a moment. The Penguins 5 and the Bruins 1 on the Penguins Hockey Network. For Boston, they're 8th overall going back to last year. And if you would consider the plight of the Bruins, you would have to say, how are we ever going to beat these guys? I don't know. Well, the Iron Man of the game is brought to you by the Pittsburgh Brewing Company. And Mario Lemieux had what turned out to be the game-winning goal, a short-handed goal by the Penguins. Lemieux driving in, beating 2 of the Bruins on the goal tonight, too. And words just simply can't describe as he made this play, got in no more than 3 feet away, deking, wheeling, and dealing. And he put more moves on Andy Moog than Mae West. He's our Iron Man of the game, Mario Lemieux. Now, let me just check something, Doug, before we go into that. Okay. And the Penguins in the game summary win the Wales Conference Championship once again. They defeat the Bruins for the 8th straight time. They hold the Bruins to 7 goals in the 4 games. Lemieux now tied with Kevin Stevens for the league lead in playoff goals. And Ronnie Francis leads the assist numbers with 17. Shots in the 3rd period, the Penguins had 6. And the Boston Bruins finished with 10. They outshoot the Penguins 30-25. All right.
He's going to make a little speech as he presents it to Mario Lemieux.
Go for it! All right, on behalf of the National Hockey League, it's my annual duty to give this trophy to the Pittsburgh Penguins on their way to the Stanley Cup. Congratulations. Thank you. Mario.
That's the Wales Conference Trophy presented by the Prince of Wales himself back in 1924 to the National Hockey League. For the 2nd straight year, the Penguins get a chance to hold it up. Mario! Harry, grab me Mario if you can. Here we go, right here. Mario Lemieux's coming over. Hasn't even had a chance to put on his official Wales Conference Championship t-shirt yet. Mario, your team just is so focused in these opportunities to clinch series. You did it again tonight. I think you've outscored your opponents now 32-6 in clinching games. That's a pretty amazing stat.
Well, we've done it last year, and we've done it again this year. This team's got a lot of character, got a lot of talent, but got a lot of character also. We seem to be able to put a team away when we have to.
Unbelievable defense again in this series. Maybe the best defense this team's ever played in a series, don't you?
Yeah, over the years, our defensive play wasn't too good in Pittsburgh, but I think the last 2 or 3 years we really improved on that. And that gave us a chance to win the Stanley Cup last year.
I know you wanted to go into the finals on equal footing with the Chicago Blackhawks, didn't you? Because you want to get a couple of days of rest if you can.
Yeah, that was important for us. We talked about that early this morning, and it was important for us to come in this building and play a solid 60 minutes and finish this series off.
Mario, you scored a couple of beautiful goals tonight. I'd just like to talk about those if you would. The goal, particularly the shorthanded goal.
Well, the first one, I just put the puck in between Ray's skates and just beat him to the puck. Got in the slot, looked up, and went top shelf. The second one, I was surprised he got a stick on me, slowed me down a little bit, but was able to get a shot away.
Congratulations, Mario. We'll get on the final.
Thanks, Paul.
Okay, Mario Lemieux. We'll see if we can get somebody else. Get a shot of these guys holding up the trophy if we can. There's Ronnie Francis and Ole Samuelson. Ulfie, come here a minute. Hi, Ulfie.
Hi. Great series. Thanks.
Ulfie, solid defense for this team all the way through. Particularly in your case, you were able to play your game without taking any penalties, and just a tribute to the way you were able to read the referees and play your kind of game.
Yeah, that and Pierre Maguire was on me like a bad smell there every game behind me, whispering in my ear every shift. So, that helped a lot. But, we really tried to keep our power play against down. It was one of our goals.
This was a series that looked almost too easy, really, for this club. But I guess it's a matter of you faced a couple of great teams earlier in the playoffs, and you knew what you could do.
Yeah, we played good as a team, but I think this series our big guns took over and took charge, and that led the way for us.
You got involved in the offense a lot in this series, Ulfie. You were +4 in the last game. Why do you think that was the case?
Oh, I'm just playing, trying to move the puck up as quick as I can, and try to keep the puck out of our own end. And whenever we can do that, we're going to be a plus player.
That's really what happened in this series too. You were able to break that forechecking in the Bruins, weren't you?
Yeah, the first game we were a little worried that they were going to come like that every game, but our forwards did a tremendous job, holding up and helping us out.
I don't want to spoil the moment here, but you do, I know, have a lot of work to do yet, and you're going to be playing the Blackhawks. You talk about forechecking. That's a team that finishes their checks, and I would think that you would be expecting a pretty physical series.
Yeah, I think that's going to get cranked up again. I think they're sitting there tonight and watching our game and trying to key in what guys to get to, and I'm sure it's going to be a lot tougher than this series.
This team's pretty happy right now. I don't see any liquid being poured over anybody's heads like it was last night in the other conference championship. You guys pretty much are pretty focused in on what you want to do, aren't you?
Yeah, we are very happy with this series and where we are right now, but back in our minds, we still want 4 more.
Okay, Ulfie, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Ole Samuelson, who had a kind of a target on his back, at least a lot of people felt he did coming into this series, but he was able to play his game despite all that here at the Boston Garden.